Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, to the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Ekalio, and this video is about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip. Alright, so here it is. Here we have it, man. Further developments regarding this brain microchip, brain implant, whatever they want to call it, man. Alright, they call it BCI as well. But it says here, Apple backs brain chip tech to control devices using thought. Apple probes next frontier with new brain implant standard, but what it really needs is to sell more iPhones. Apple to support brain implant control of its devices, and this was May 13th. All right, that was yesterday, okay? And I mean, this is a prophecy, man. The prophecy of the mark of the beast. Okay, in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." So let's break this down. And he causeth all. Who is he that will be causing this? The people that are currently in rulership, who are the Edomites, whose forefather is Esau. They are the so-called white people, and they are the wicked. And it will be their elite, right? Because in every single kingdom, there is order. And there is a portion that is set to rule over the rest of the nation. So that is the wicked elite of Esau, Edom. That's what we call them, who are the elite bankers. All right, they have a plan, which is their New World Order, where they intend to microchip the entire world. That's why they're developing all kinds of digital systems, such as a digital identification system and a central bank digital currency, which is a digital payment system. They're moving completely towards a digital infrastructure all around the world. All right. And they're doing this so that they will be able to allow the microchip to be used seamlessly all around the world, because it will be mandatory in order to live in the society that they envision. That's the part with the rich and poor, free and bond, where they intend to microchip the entire world. And then the word mark at G5480 says charagma, a stamp, an imprinted mark. All right, so this is something that is physical, and it is something that is stamped or imprinted, which is something that is inserted, right? And the microchip itself, if you Google biometric microchip or RFID microchip, it is something that is inserted into the skin, okay? And there are actually people who already have it. Then at G5482, you have the Karax, a pale or stake, which is, it says to sharpen to a point, acting through the idea of scratching. Okay, so this Karax is actually the device that is used to administer the microchip. If you YouTube it or Google it, you'll see that they literally pierce the skin and then it injects the microchip into the hand. Okay, so it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So once again, it is where the microchip is going to become mandatory. You won't gain access to any goods or services. You will be shut out from society unless you are microchipped. This is where the world is heading towards. And so the scriptures mention in the hand and in the foreheads. So regarding the hand, that's out there. People are using it from America to the UK to Europe in various different places. And the point of sales machines are also able to accept the microchip payments already. The prophecy also speaks about the forehead. And in recent years, it has come out, Elon Musk with his whole brain microchip and all of the developments around it and how quickly it has all developed. As time has gone on, information has come out where it's not only Elon Musk that is developing the brain microchip. You have another company called Synchron. And then you also have companies in China that are competing with those companies to bring out their own brain microchip. And it's the same thing with the microchip in the hand. It's many different manufacturers and developers, right? So this is a prophecy, man, that is speaking very loudly and very clearly. And why is it doing that? Because we're at the end of the kingdom of the Edomites, these so-called white people, all right? The end of their kingdom is the beginning of our kingdom. The scriptures say, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And this is in fact the kingdom of the Edomites, man. And how do we know that? Well, observe the times. Look at what's going on. The Edomites are the wicked. And these so-called white people are in charge. They obviously have dominion over the world. Their currency dominates. Their language dominates. The way that people set up architecture dominates. The way that people dress dominates. Every single thing about the lifestyle of the so-called white man dominates the entire world. All right? There are no arguments to be put forward there. Okay? And then, while this so-called white man is ruling and dominating the world, what does he do? Look at how he goes about interacting with the people and the things that he's done. Mass genocide, murder, all these kinds of things. And then while they're in rulership, they don't establish the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai. They actually do the opposite. So the opposite of righteousness is wickedness, and they're the wicked, all right? If they were the righteous, they would be establishing the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai, but they're not. They're the wicked. They're the Edomites, all right? This is their kingdom. So it says in Habakkuk 2 verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So the vision, which are these prophecies, are set for an appointed time by Yahweh Shemishai, and at the end it shall speak, the end of Esau's kingdom. Okay, so that's the point that we're at right now. Okay, and it's not tiring anymore, man, because here it is. Apple backs brain chip tech to control devices using thought. Okay, so the video here, how long is this video? Not too long. We can take a listen to it.
The company that redefined the smartphone may soon redefine how we use our minds to control it. Apple is teaming up with a neurotech startup called Synchron to make thought-controlled devices a reality, and the future might be closer than you think. The technology is called a brain-computer interface, or BCI, and at the center of it is Synchron's Stentrode, a tiny device implanted in the jugular vein and guided into a blood vessel near the brain's motor cortex. It picks up neural signals from the brain and wirelessly transmits them to external devices. No keyboard, no mouse, and no open brain surgery required. Synchron CEO Tom Oxley says the technology is transformative.
What we're doing differently is using the blood vessels as the natural highway into the brain and lacing the inside of the blood vessels with electrodes or sensors that can record activity from the brain. That platform then is like a Bluetooth out of your brain to control a computer or a device where there is no need for a keyboard or a mouse.
Synchron's tech is already changing lives. In this video, a man named Rodney, who has ALS, uses the implant and an Apple Vision Pro headset to text his wife, turn on lights and fans, and even feed his dog. To mark Global Accessibility Awareness Day on May 15th, Apple announced new features supporting BCIs across its devices, making it easier for users with limited mobility to interact with their tech hands-free. Apple has made accessibility a key part of its products for years, adding features that help people with disabilities use their devices. Recent updates include tools like voice control and sound recognition, and now built-in eye tracking for iPhone and iPad. This lets users control their devices just by moving their eyes using the front-facing camera. But Apple's new support for brain-computer interfaces takes it up a notch, making it possible for users to control their devices with no movement at all. Synchron isn't alone in this space. Elon Musk's company Neuralink is also developing a brain chip. But unlike Synchron, Neuralink's devices requires invasive brain surgery, removing a section of the skull to implant a chip, which is then sealed back in place. So far, no fully implantable BCI has been approved for commercial use. Synchron's device has been implanted in 10 patients across Australia and the US as part of clinical trials. Experts believe FDA approval for broader use could come as soon as 2030. According to Morgan Stanley, BCI technology could serve nearly 10 million people with neurological conditions and unlock a $400 billion market in the process. With Straight Arrow News, I'm Kennedy Felton. Download our
Yeah. This is the plan of the devil, man, to microchip the entire world, and they're going to be microchipping people in their hand and in their forehead, as the prophecy says. And it's all in front of our faces, man. It's developing day by day. We are inching ever so closer to the kingdom of Yahweh Shemishai, our kingdom, man. The kingdom of the Israelites, the kingdom of heaven. All right, this is exciting news, man, for those of us that truly and sincerely believe. This is extremely exciting because, you know, everything is becoming a part of the system that they intend to put forward, right? Apple is, I think it's still probably the most popular phone on the planet, and people are very obsessed with their Apple devices, and people go along with whatever is the new thing with Apple devices and stuff like that. So it's not only going to be for people with, what did you say? Did she say ALS or the paraplegics or whatever, people that are paralyzed, stuff like that. It's going to be intended for everyone. Summary, brain-computer interface. Apple has partnered with neurotechnology firm Synchron to develop a brain-computer interface that allows users to control digital devices through brain activity without the need for typing, tapping, or swiping. Synchron's device, the Stentrode, is implanted via the jugular vein and uses electrodes to record brain activity. All right, so the technology is developing as time goes on. Let's check these other articles. This one, not this one. WSJ, Apple to support brain implant control of its devices. Apple. So basically, with the brain microchip, you'll be able to control devices. And that's what Esau Edom has been pushing from the Elon Musk situation. The Synchron is that with the brain microchip, you will be able to control the technology, which is a merging of people with the technology, right? This is the devil, man. He wants to take his control to another level. And this is a part of his NWO. That's why Trump declared the whole $500 billion artificial intelligence infrastructure. And that's why all of the countries around the world, the last video that I did on the Mark of the Beast was that Jamaica and Mexico have been added to a campaign called the 50 in 1, which is to help accelerate Jamaica and Mexico towards a digital public infrastructure, right? Because like out here in Jamaica, the digital ID has been launched and the central bank digital currency has been launched. But regarding how Jamaica is, as the third world country that it is very far behind regarding the processes needed to be able to really allow the microchip to be functional as they intend it to be. Okay, so WSJ requires a subscription. All right, but you know what? The main point has been made. All right, it's all on its way, man, and we're heading towards a time in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, okay, because it's going to become mandatory worldwide, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation. And this word temptation at G3986, let's take a look at it. Parasmos, an experiment, attempt, trial, proven, right? So that's what it's going to be. But it says at origin from G3985, parazzo, right? So we're gonna go further from the origin at G3984, and it says peril, a trial experience attempt. Okay, it says through the idea of piercing from the base, the origin from the base of G4008 through the idea of piercing. Wait. Okay. Peron, apparently accusative case of an absolute derivative of peril to pierce, right? So this word here, temptation, actually can be read as, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of piercing, right? We shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So here it is, the word try, which is G3985, which is the same parazzo going to the same para going to the same G4008 through the idea of piercing. So the word temptation here and the word try here can be read as pierce. So because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of piercing, which shall come upon all the world to pierce them that dwell upon the earth. And it pierces what? The skin. That's how they administer the microchip. Anyone saying that the mark of the beast is something other than the microchip, I suggest that you run. Okay, those are false prophets, and they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shemisha upon them. It's as simple as that. Okay, the mark of the beast is the microchip. It's clear to see. Okay, and so Yahweh Shemishai has sent out his prophets onto the world to prophesy these things. And so we prophesy about the mark of the beast because there's a very severe judgment that is coming. In Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Okay, so if you worship the beast and his image, at Proskuneo G4352, it says to kiss the hand towards one in token of reverence. In other words, here it is, by kneeling or prostration to do homage, which is you go down, meaning to kiss like a dog licking his master's hand. So essentially, when you take the mark of the beast, which is that microchip, you would have bent the knee to Esau. You would have accepted Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, a creature, right, a part of, the creation. You would have accepted that as your master. You worship that, right, instead of worshiping Yahweh Shemishai, all right, who is our power. And Yahweh Shemishai is the power of only the Israelites. Okay, Yahweh Shemishai is only for us, all right, and salvation is only for our people, the Israelites. Okay, no other heathen will be delivered. All of them that are up in America are going to be destroyed, that are heathen, whether they take the microchip or not. America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. This is the judgment that is coming, the second death. This is the lake of fire that the scriptures talk about. So if you as an Israelite fail the hour of temptation, which is going to be based on Yahweh Shemishai putting the spirit upon you, whether you take it or not, right? But if Yahweh Shemishai puts the spirit upon you to take it, then the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shemishai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So if you take the microchip, you don't have any chance for salvation. You shall be destroyed. You're going to be a part of the thermonuclear fire. All right, and it's a very serious and a very extreme judgment. And hearing this should truly put fear upon you. All right, it truly should. But these are the times that we're in. This is where it's heading towards. Now we have the world's, I would say, most popular phone jumping on and being a part of this whole brain microchip implant situation to, as it says, iPhone maker works with startup Synchron on new brain computer interfaces to assist people with disabilities. And as I mentioned before, it's going to be for everyone. All right, so this is where it's at, man. Okay, very interesting times indeed. With that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai, B'Shem Kodesh. Shalom.